start a new topic, plant tissue culture. Now, let us start with the introduction of plant tissue culture, which is also called as PTC. Tissue culture is in vitro cultivation of plant cells or tissues under aseptic and controlled environment conditions. Here we are cultivating a part of plant in some aseptic environmental conditions which are artificially prepared in liquid or in semi-solid well-defined nutrient mediums for the production of primary and secondary metabolites or to regenerate plant. This technique affords alternative solution to problems arising due to current rate of extinction and decimation of flora and ecosystem. So basically what we can say, the tissue culture method is an artificial method of cultivating new plants by providing same environmental conditions and by providing some nutrient mediums. So these nutrient mediums may be either in solid liquid form or in the semi-solid forms. Let us first of all we discuss about the history or historical development of plant tissue culture. How does it start? It starts from 1902 and the history is well known till 1966. From 1902, the first scientist Haberland proposed concept of in vitro cell culture. The cell culture of plants, protoplast of the protoplast part of the plant cell without cell wall is cultivated outside the soil, and then after growing it in a nutrient medium, we can then transfer the plant part into the soil. So the concept was started in 1902. The principle of tissue culture was involved in 1838, 1839 in cell theory advanced by Scaldine and Swen. Further, there are the developments from 1902 to 1966. So, in 1966, Stewart demonstrated totipotency by regenerating carrot plants from single cells of tomato. So, totipotency was the term which was previously given to the plant tissue culture, and then through certain inventions, the name was then changed into plant tissue culture. Now, these are the methods of culturing a plant. There are the two main methods. How do we culture in vitro a plant? So, plant tissue culture includes two major methods. Type of in vitro growth, which is basically done by callus and suspension cultures. The callus part of the plant is used and certain nutrient medium is applied on the callus, and these nutrient mediums are in suspension form. Next type of culturing is type of explant, means any vegetative part of the plant is used for the cultivation of a new crop or new offspring, that is a new plant. So type of explant consists of single cell culture, shoot and root cultures, somatic embryo culture, meristem culture, anther culture, haploid production, protoplast culture, somatic hybridization, embryo culture, ovule culture, and ovary cultures, etc. These are the different type of explant culture. As I already discussed, that explant means any particular vegetative part of the plant is used to develop a new offspring. So there are certain factors which are responsible for the growth or better growth of new plant. So these environmental conditions are nutrient medium. You should have to give certain nutrients for the proper growth of offspring or the proper growth of crop or seed. Then you have to provide some aseptic conditions which should be given artificially to the offsprings, aeration of the tissues. So these are the three factors which are basically required when you are proposing a plant to grow by using plant tissue culture method. Now nutrient mediums which are required in plant tissue culture are: medium depends upon the type of plant tissue or cell used for culture. Generally, these nutrients consist of inorganic salts. Certain inorganic salts are artificially provided to the seeds, generated seeds, because the soil also consists of, or soil is rich in inorganic salts, and we are artificially growing the plants. So some inorganic salts are given by the outer source. Both micro and macro elements are provided in the nutrient medium. A carbon source, usually sucrose, vitamins, for example, nicotinic acid, thiamine, pyridoxine. Amino acids, example, arginine. Growth regulators, example, auxin. Because we had already studied in the hormones that auxin is responsible for the height or length of the plant. So from crop till roots and shoots, we have to grow in artificial media till root. At least we get roots and shoots, then we should transfer this offspring into the soil for the enlargement of the plant. So growth regulator, only auxin is required in case of plant tissue culture. Next, there should be an optimum pH of 5.7, which is very important factor for the growth of plant. Now, what is aseptic conditions? So as we had already provided the nutrient medium to our crop, the crop which we have to generate or which we have to grow into roots and shoots. So the nutrient medium contains sugar, which increases growth of microbes. These microbes compete with growing tissues and finally kill it. So it is important to maintain certain aseptic conditions. Basically, the aseptic conditions which we are maintaining in whole process is only to make our crop or make our plant free from microbes. Sterilization is very important to stop the growth of microbes. Sometimes we also use the sterilization procedures to prevent our plant from the growth of microorganisms. Now, what is the aeration of the tissues? It is proper aeration of the culture tissue is also an important aspect of cultural techniques. It is achieved by occasionally stirring the medium by stirring or by automatic shaker. So the shaker or a manual method by stirring, we use the method to stir the tissues which has been isolated or which are used for the development of plant tissue culture. Now come to the type of plant tissue culture, or what are the different methods of culturing the plants. That is the type which we had already discussed, growth of the plant from explant. So X means any part of a large plant which is used to generate or to develop a new offspring or a new plant. So the first type of culture method is callus culture. So in callus culture, cell division in explant forms a callus. Callus is irregular, unorganized and undifferentiated mass of actively dividing cells. Darkness and solid medium gelled by agar stimulates callus formation. The medium contains the auxins and benzyl aminopurines. Both are growth regulators. This stimulates cell division in explant. Callus is obtained between 2 to 3 weeks. Basically, we are using the callus part of the plant and then we are applying the different steps for the plant tissue culture method. In this, we are providing the callus with certain nutrient medium. Here the nutrient medium which we are using is agar. Then we are providing the callus with certain hormones, auxins and benzyl purines, that is your amino acids. So we are also using certain acids so that there should be the proper growth of plant occur. And the callus which we are using for plant tissue culture, it is must that it should be 2 to 3 weeks older. Now, how do we maintain the conditions till our crop converted into roots and shoots? So, for the maintenance, after sufficient time of callus growth on the same medium, following changes will occur. There are certain changes which may occur during the growth of callus, and that is depletion of nutrients in the medium. As our callus is growing in the nutrients which we had already provided to the seeds, and the seed is consuming that nutrients from the medium, and as the callus is continuously consuming these nutrients from the medium, there should be, after some time, there should be the depletion of these nutrients. The next drawback is, or next problem which may arise after some time is gradual loss of water. The water which is present in the nutrient medium for the growth will, after some time, it will also lose, because the callus is continuously using this water for its growth. And the third type is accumulation of metabolic toxins, maybe due to the presence of moisture and presence of certain nutrient medium which are also helpful for microorganism to grow on the callus. There should be formation of certain toxins. So this is also a problem which may arise during the process of plant tissue culture. So basically there are the three main problems which may occur during the steps of plant tissue culture, that is maybe loss of nutrients, maybe loss of water, or maybe some formation of metabolic toxins may take place. Hence, for the maintenance of growth in callus, it is necessary to subculture the callus. Now, subculture should be repeated after 4 to 5 weeks. After 4 to 5 weeks, we will again go for subculture method. So, what is now subculture of callus? It is done by single cell culture method. As it started earlier, cells derived from a single cell through mitosis constitute a clone, and the process of obtaining clone is called cloning. Asexual progeny of single individual make up a clone. There are two popular techniques for single cell culture. Now, single cell culture is done either by root tip culture method, or by leaves culture method, or by shoot tip culture method. Now, what is the root tip culture? Tips of the roots are sterilized, excised, and transferred to the fresh medium. So, after 3 to 4 weeks, what we are doing? We are subculturing this callus. Now, after 3 weeks, between 3 to 4 weeks, this callus is now consist of certain roots. Some roots has been grown from these callus. So, the roots which is grown after 3 to 4 weeks, from that roots we are cutting the tips of root, and then we are sterilizing that roots, and now these roots are transferred to the fresh medium for the conversion of shoots from these roots. So the lateral roots continue to grow and provide several roots. Now the fresh root which we had taken in the fresh medium, this root will further release some lateral roots from their cell after 7 days that are used to initiate stock or experiment. Thus, the root material derived from a single radical is genetically uniform root culture are referred to as clone of isolated roots. So now the new roots which is generated from this cutted tip of the root is called as clones of isolated root. The name is given is clone. Next is the leaves culture. We can also culture from the leaves. Leaves may be detected from shoots, surface, sterilized and placed in healthy conditions for long periods. Growth rate in the culture depends on their stage of maturity at accession. Young leaves have more growth potential than the mature ones. So in leaves cases, we will use mature newly matured leaves for the formation of new leaves, new clones of leaves. And in shoot tip culture method, the excised shoot tips of many plant species can be cultured on the relative simple nutrients media. Here we will use shoot, upper part of the shoot rather than roots, and a new clone will be created. Similarly, complete flower culture is used. Whole flower after the 2 days of their pollination is excised, sterilized by immersion in 5% calcium hypochlorite and washed with sterilized water, and then transferred to the culture tubes containing an agar medium. Anther culture method. Here we are using the anthers of young flowers from the buds of young flowers are removed from the plant and surface sterilization method is performed. The plantlet are formed after 4 to 5 weeks of inoculation method. Next and last is the pollen culture method. Here pollen grains are removed from the anther. Anthers are placed in 5 ml liquid medium in petri dish. Here the petri dish contains the pollen grain in the culture media are sealed with paraffin, and these pollen grains converted into a clone or into a new offspring in 3 to 4 weeks. Last is the application of plant tissue culture. So basically the first application is it is used to conserve the rare species in the forest. A plant breeder may use tissue culture to screen cells rather than plants. Large scale growth of plant cells in liquid culture as a source of secondary products like recombinant proteins used as biopharmaceuticals. Basically, we can say that plant tissue culture is also used to develop or to create active constituents or create high quality secondary metabolites in plants. Next application is to cross distantly related species by protoplast fusion. So this is the type of hybridization. Help in the crop improvement. Again, it is used in the process of mutation. Creation of additional genetic variation. This is also an example of mutation. So plant tissue culture is also used for hybridization, mutation and polyploidy processes. Selection of plants resistant to toxins, viruses, etc. Suitable for breeding of tree species. Production of many plants that are cloned to each other. And the last application is production of disease-free plants. So basically the main application of plant tissue culture is in hybridization, mutation, polyploidy, and when we are conserving the rare species of forest. Thank you. Thanks to all for your cooperation.